I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Excuse me. We've had a chance to look at all the items on the consent agenda. Does anybody like anything removed? Okay. Moving on to public comment. Let's see, Mike, we have anything at this time, and then fiscal business, Russell.
Good morning, sir. We have before you this morning the payment for the second half of the lease agreement. We're taking it a little earlier than typically did the last time, but what we're trying to do here is to avoid having to pass everything by an emergency, and so that's what we have with this. This gives us the 30 days to make sure that we make the December 1st lease payment on time.
Does anybody have any questions about Resolution 5389? Is there a motion to approve? So moved.
Second.
Mr. Mearsfall?
Yay.
Mr. Gabbard?
Yay.
Mr. Wade?
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. That's all I have.
Oh, yeah, okay. Moving on to new business planning and zoning, Resolution 5390, determining that maintenance of the following tracts of land constitute a nuisance and dispensing with the second reading and declaring an emergency.
Yeah, so these properties are in Country Creek subdivision. We got a call from the developer that one of their owners are not mowing the grass. I went out, tagged that property, then also tagged the developer because they didn't mow their lot, which is directly across the street. So
You got a complaint?
So that's what we have. We have 3 lots together, so they should all be happy at some point.
Does anybody have any questions about 5390? Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Gabbard?
Yay.
Mr. Mearsfall?
Yay.
Mr. Wade?
Yeah. We have 5391, also a resolution determining maintenance at a specific lot, 8346 Bonneville Road constitutes a nuisance, and cutting vegetation, removing debris, and dispensing with the second reading.
Yeah, so this one we went through earlier in the year for a bunch of debris they had outside. We did a cleanup. We also had junk vehicles. They moved junk vehicles off the property. They came back summer with some pods, started spreading things out about the ground again. We've been dealing with them, trying to get the pods off. Long story short, the pods are something we're going to have to sue them to have removed. We tried to deal with the pod company who initially said, oh yeah, just call us and we'll come back and get them. That's not really the case. So they do have debris. They have not cut the grass in one of the vehicles that we previously tagged as a junk vehicle because there's damage to the windshield is back on the property. So this would give us the authority to go back in, clean up what needs to be cleaned up, mow what needs to be mowed, remove that vehicle. The pods will be something that we'll be pursuing with Ryan's office. So, yet another fun mastergram for them.
Nasty grams.
Yeah, no nasty grams. And what I'm asking for this time, typically they avoid our certified letters. So, if you have in lieu of a certified letter, you actually put something on the door. Well, they request us to not be on their property. They requested that their zoning not stand on their property. So what we're going to do is post it at the road right-of-way so that we've documented it. From that point forward, then we'll have authority to go back on their property from the resolution's been posted. But that way, we've upheld their wishes that we've not walked on their property to post, but it still needs to be posted. So that's the only oddity of it.
Very cooperative.
We're trying, you know. They're probably going to be repeat offenders, so we'll see where we're at.
Okay, is there a motion to approve 5391?
So moved. Second.
Mr. Mearsfall?
Yay.
Mr. Gabbard?
Yay.
Mr. Wade?
You're right with the first part, I thought you were going to say math.
Thanks, I heard you.
Yeah.
Anything else at this time, Debbie?
So that's it.
Okay. Moving on to the fire district, we have resolution 5392, a resolution authorizing the township administrator to publish a request for qualifications and RFQ for construction manager at risk services for the construction of Cliff Creek Fire District's new fire station. Dispense with the second reading. Anybody want to talk about that?
Sure. So a few meetings back, we did the architecture and engineering services and got KZF to come on board with that. They were the only bidder. So now we're moving forward in the process, and we can get a construction manager at risk on board to start planning this ahead. So when we finally do get the land purchased, we'll have all of our ducks in a row and be able to start moving forward as soon as possible. And the other item with getting the construction manager on risk on board sooner than later is he can start acquiring different components that are hard to find for the building. So we're trying to get this done earlier rather than later.
Okay. Anybody have any questions? Okay. I guess we do need, that's 5392, doesn't miss that. All right. And is there a motion to approve 5392?
So moved.
Second?
Mr. Gabbard?
Yay.
Mr. Mearsclaw?
Yay.
Mr. Wade?
Yeah. Okay, we have a recommendation to authorize an additional appropriation for the purchase of the Phoenix Lion PPE turnout gear in 2022 at a cost of $234,545.
Yeah, so this is a unique situation, not exactly like, but similar to when we bought the new medic that we're expecting to come in a couple years. So this would be a capital improvement purchase scheduled for next year. However, their cooperative purchasing price is going to go up between 8% and 14% as of October 1st. So we're trying to get approval to get this authorized. Now, we're still not going to get the gear till next year. We still won't pay for it till next year. But if we order it now, we'll save between $18,000 and $32,000. So saw that opportunity to bring it before the board a little early with the hopes that we could save that money.
Okay. Is there, sure.
I'll be happy to create that PO.
Yeah, I was going to say, doesn't mess us up. We've got enough money to set that aside, so.
Yeah, it is part of the capital improvement plan, so it's budgeted and it's all scheduled to be replaced every 5 years on a rotating basis.
Okay. Is there a motion to approve this purchase?
So moved. Second.
Mr. Mearsclaw?
Yay.
Mr. Gabbard?
Yay.
Mr. Wade?
Yeah. And we have resolution 5393, a resolution approving supplemental appropriations to the permanent budget appropriations for fiscal year 22. Dispense with the second reading, declare emergency.
Yeah, of the two items below, really, B and C are the two I would touch on because we covered A and D already. Fuel has killed us this year. As of end of August, we were 24,000 above where we were this time last year for fuel. This is, the appropriation I'm requesting is generous. I think I guided to Mr. Clark, it was like, let's go a little bit more because it's better to do it and then have some left over than to try to come back at the end of the year and figure it out. So one of those is mostly vehicle fuel and the other is facilities.
Any questions on 5393? Hearing none, is there a motion to approve 5393?
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Gabbard?
Yay.
Mr. Mearsclaw?
Yay.
Mr. Wade?
Again, just one thing to update the board on is Lieutenant Petrie is deployed with Ohio Task Force 1 again down to the hurricane coming to hit Tallahassee, I guess it looks like. So just wanted to make you aware that that's going on. And that's it. Thank you.
Okay. I actually saw it on TV this morning, that thing, and they're getting ready. It's going to be a big mess, it looks like. Lots of rain. Anything else? Okay, moving on to police. We have a recommendation to reclassify Reggie Vandenberg from probationary part-time patrol officer to full-time. Probationary part-time officer and adjust his pay from $29.65 to $34.42 as of September 26th.
Yeah, Reggie's one of our part-time officers. He was seeking full-time when he got here. This would allow us to replace Sergeant Hensley's retirement. We're still working on the others, so he's completed the FTO program and is doing a good job for us, so we'd like to go ahead and reclassify him to full-time this time.
Anybody have any questions about this request? Is there a motion to approve this promotion?
So moved. Second.
Mr. Mearsclaw?
Yay.
Mr. Gabbard?
Yay.
Mr. Wade?
Yeah. And we have a recommendation to make a conditional offer to a full-time employment to candidate Kevin Hall, so he may participate in the post-offer pre-employment screenings.
Yeah, Kevin has gone through the first phase of our hiring process. It requires us to give him a conditional offer of hire to get him to the medical phases. That's what this is about. He's a 15-and-a-half-year veteran from one of the hospitals in Cincinnati. Has done well so far. This would be looking at replacing Officer Gleason's open position to backfill that. So we'd like to make that conditional offer so we can finish the hiring process to vet him through the remainder of that.
Okay. Is there a motion to authorize the chief to make that conditional offer to Mr. Hall?
So moved.
Second?
Mr. Gabbard?
Yay.
Mr. Mearsclaw?
Yay.
Mr. Wood?
Yeah. Anything else, chief?
The only thing I would add is that the investigations into the shooting critical incident have completed. ECI notified Mr. Cornshell's office of their findings. Mr. Cornshell issued us a letter with clearing our officers of any wrongdoing in any way and stopping at that point, not going to grand jury. That I commend them for, a lot of prosecutors will kick it to a grand jury anyways, and he is of the belief that there's nothing wrong and I shouldn't send it there anyway. So he shortcutted that. We're appreciative of that work that they did. We asked for that independent investigation just for the transparency of it and make sure it got thorough, and we've completed that. The internal policy side of that was also concluded that there were no violations of policy issues. So the investigations are over with as far as the shooting incident. And Sergeant Cordero will be returned back to her street patrol area next week.
Good. Okay. Administration.
This time we've got the work session.
Road Park.
I don't have anything at this time either.
Okay. We've looked at the consent agenda. Motion to approve the consent agenda. So moved.
Second.
Mr. Mearsclaw?
Yay.
Mr. Gabbard?
Yay.
Mr. Wade?
Okay. Staff updates. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Gabbard?
Yay.
Mr. Mearsclaw?
Yay.
Mr. Wade?